This is a recap for Monday, October 25th. Today in class, students took notes. You can click right here and take notes off of this poster, or you can click right here and take notes from the video. If you click there, it's going to go to this video on multiplying fractions. So you can watch that video and take notes. If you want to pause right now and do that and then come back, I'll show you what we did after that. So here, I'll close this one out. And so we went to the next, after taking notes separately, the students came back together and we talked about these problems right on this paradox. So for example, 1/2 times 20 or 2/3. So I really want you to think of 1/2 times 2/3 is 1/2 of 2/3. And then the 2/3 is of the whole. So the whole amount is right here. That's the entire thing. And we spent a lot of time deconstructing these drawings. So I'll do what we did in class. We drew the whole thing. And then we started with the 2/3 because you can't have a fraction of something without having it first. You have to know what it is you have a fraction of. So we have to have 2/3 of, so I start with the whole amount. I start with this, and then we work backwards. So I want 2/3 of this. So I'm going to draw like this, and then shade in 2 of those thirds. I have a quick shading in, sketchy drawing of shading in 2/3. So there's 1/3, there's another third, there's one of the thirds that's not shaded, so this is 2/3. And then we want 1/2 of that. So we'll just put a dotted line right down the middle, just cut it right in half. And then I highlighted in purple or pink today the amount that is 1/2 of 2/3. And then we thought about, well, what size are these pieces and how many do we have? So this is 1/6, and we have 2 of those. So this is 2/6, and we notice a pattern here. 1 times 2 is 2, numerator times numerator is the numerator, and then denominator times the denominator is the size. So we have 2 of the 6th, and that would simplify to 1/3. And we even talked about, well, can we see that 1/3? That's 1/3, that's 1/3, and this remaining part right here is 1/3. Okay, let's look at another example. This is 2/3 of 1/3. So we'll start with the whole, and we want 1/3 of it, so we're going to cut it into these 3 parts. Now we'll stick with green here, just to match the other example. So we've got green, so that's 1/3. And then we want 2/3 of that, so we've got to split that into thirds the other direction. And then we want 2 of those 3. Oops. There we go. So 2 out of those 3, and then we discussed what size these were. So each of these is 1/9. That's 1/9. So we have 2/9. 2 1/9 is 2/9. 2 times 1 is 2, and 3 times 3 is 9. So this really becomes a shortcut for having to draw the picture. So we're not going to deconstruct this one. I'm just going to explain. Here's the whole amount. And then 2/3 is right here. There's 1/3. There's another third. So that's 2/3. And then we want 3/4 of that. So we're going to cut this into 4 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and shade in 3 of those 4 because we want 3/4 of that. So that's going to be like this. We're going to shade in 3/4, and notice how I'm just going to do 3/4 of the whole amount. And then all we have to do is look and see, well, which part is shaded with both the pink, the purple, and also the green. And that's going to be, I would go with red, this part right here. And so to see how many we have, I can see the 6. 3 times 2 is 6. And this is 1/12. I have 12 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4 times 3. So 6/12, and that's equal to 1/2. Try this one on your own, and then pause the video and try it and come back. Okay, if you're coming back, here's what you should have drawn, the entire thing. And then we want 1/2 of it. So there's half of it. And we want to split this into fifths. So I can even use the line tool, might even be better. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's into 5 equal parts. And the highlighter, we're going to do, let's see, one of those fifths right there. We'll do it like this. But the part that's both pink and green is our solution to what is 1/5 of 1/2. It is this right here, which ends up being 1/10. 1 times 1 is 1. 5 times 2 is 10. And then finally, we highlighted the hole on this one, and we'll do a picture around it. And the hole is a little surprising. If we have 1/10 of 2 pizzas, and we just happen to put that over 1, then if I said what is 1 whole pizza, then we would probably do this. We don't put the story of a pizza in, we might think that the entire thing is the whole. But in this case, the whole is right here. The entire 1 is right there. And then 1/10 of that gets split like this, like 10 lines going this direction, or 9 lines into 10 segments. And so this ends up being 2/10. Let's see if we can get that in the picture. See the picture right there? The highlighted part. I'm going to use my highlighter and re-highlight it right here. There's 1/10. There's another 10th. And that's equal to 1/5. And we also worked on, in class today, we worked on IXL G8. All right, and that is a recap of Monday, October 25th.